Hello and welcome. Today we are going to be learning how to crochet the feather stitch. So if this is your first time, thank you very much for stopping by. My name is Mirka and I make stitch and pattern crochet and Tunisian crochet tutorials. So if this is of your interest, please consider subscribing, like, comment and share these videos, to make the YouTube algorithm happy so that it gets in front of more of our crochet friends. So without further ado, let's dive in. Learning the feather stitch, and this is it. This is very beautiful stitch pattern, which might look a little bit complicated or more complicated, depends on how much crochet experience you have, but it is actually only one row repeat, so it is deceptively easy. So this stitch pattern is worked over a multiple of 2 + 1 stitches. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start my crochet or my swatch with foundation stitches. The reason why is nothing else than that I don't like to work chains and I don't like to work stitches into chains. So I'm going to do a small repeat of foundation single stitches. So if you've never come across foundation single stitches, you need to chain 2 and then you go into the first chain, you yarn over, pull up a loop. You've got 2 loops on the hook. So what we are going to be doing, we are going to be working the chain and the single crochet at the same time. So we will yarn over, pull through 1 loop. This is the chain. We will yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and this is our single crochet. And then we are going to go into the V, or the chain that we created, and then we go in there with our hook under both of the strands. We yarn over, pull up a loop, and repeat the same process. Yarn over, pull through 1. This creates the chain. Yarn over, pull through 2. This creates the single crochet. The little trick with foundation stitches is that we are trying to work the chain loosely. If we try to tighten up the chain, your foundation a single crochet or half double crochet, whichever you are working, will be kind of turning in. So instead of a straight row, you will end up with a kind of like a banana shape or crescent shape, which might not be what you are looking for because your edge would be pulling in. So we are continuing with our stitches. So we are going to go again, work this. So we worked 3 so far. We need multiples of 2 + 1, so we are going to work few more. So we worked 3, so 4, okay, so we worked 9 foundation single crochet. So if you're not sure how many you've done, it's easy way to check. You are counting the V's on the top. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This last bit here with the slip knot, that doesn't count as a stitch. So you might be tempted to work into this as well. However, this is just the edge of your work. Okay, and then we are going to turn our work. Now we are going to be working the first row of your feather stitch pattern. So we need to chain 1 and we will work half double crochet into the first stitch. So we yarn over, insert the hook from front to back, yarn over, pull up a loop. We've got 3 loops on our hook. We yarn over and pull through all 3. And now we chain, we skip the next stitch and work half double crochet into the next stitch, and repeat this all the way to the end of the row. So again, we chain 1, skip the next stitch, work half double crochet into the next stitch, like so, chain 1, skip the next stitch, work half double crochet into the following stitch, yarn over, pull through 3 loops, again chain 1, skip the next stitch and work half double crochet into the last stitch, and then we turn our work. Okay, so now we are going to go and work row number 2, and this will be the row that you will repeat for the rest of your project. The next row, which is row number 2, this is the main stitch pattern repeat that we will be repeating for the rest of our project. So we start with chain 1 and working half double crochet stitch into the first stitch. We then chain 1, we yarn over, insert the hook into the first chain 1 space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert the hook into the stitch which is directly under the chain 1 space just worked, pull up a loop, yarn over, work into the next chain 1 space, pull up a loop. We have 7 loops on our hook, we then yarn over, pull through all 7 loops, and chain 1. Okay, then we yarn over, insert the hook into the next chain 1 space, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert the hook into the next stitch under the chain 1 space just worked, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert the hook into the next chain 1 space, pull up a loop, check that we have 7 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through all 7 loops, and chain 1. And we repeat the same process all the way to the end of our row. And then we will work 1 half double crochet stitch into the last stitch of the row. And we turn our work. Repeat the main stitch pattern one for another row, just to see what it looks like on the other side. So we then again we chain 1, work half double crochet into the first stitch, and chain 1. And now we have, as you can see, we have the chain 1 spaces from the previous row and also chain 1 spaces from the row where we just worked half double crochet stitches alternated with chain 1 spaces. So we will be working into the top and bottom chain spaces, while in the previous row, the first stitch row repeat where we established the stitch pattern, we were working into the chain space and into the stitches of the foundation row. Now we are going to be working the stitches into these chain spaces for this row and for the rest of your project. So again, we will yarn over, insert the hook into the chain 1 space, yarn over, pull up a loop. Then we will work into the chain 1 space directly under the chain space that we just worked into, and then into the following chain 1 space. Okay, double check we have 7 loops. Yes, yarn over, pull through all 7 loops, and chain 1. And we repeat the same process. Yarn over, insert the hook into the chain 1 space, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert the hook into the chain 1 space which is directly below the one we just worked into, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert the hook into the next chain 1 space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 7 loops, and chain. Okay, and on my miniature swatch I will repeat this process once more, which gets me to the end of my row, and we will work 1 half double crochet into the very last stitch there. okay, and then you turn your work and you repeat this for how many rows you need to grow your project. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to comment, like and share, and I will see you in the next tutorial. Bye bye.